Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the look that I'll be showing you guys today. I went with a soft smoky eye with a touch of bronze, and I went really glowy on my skin. Used a little bit of like a shiny highlighting moisturizer, which is something I usually don't do, so stay tuned. So I'm going to start off with my eyes first as usual. I'm going to use the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. So it's kind of like a pale yellowish neutral color. And I'm going to put this all over my lid. I'm using a flat concealer brush, and it actually wiped off, so I don't know the name or the number, but it is from Morphe. I'm going to blend this out with a big fluffy blending brush. This is a no brand brush that I ordered from eBay actually. So I'm going to use a neutral color from the Tarte palette. Is that how you say it? Tarte. Okay. So I'm using the color Free Spirit right here. This really neutral pale color. And I'm going to go all over my lid to set my paint pot. So I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, and I'm going to start with this color right here in my crease. So that's the color Sandalwood, and I'm picking this up with this brush I have from Say Me. It's number 2.4, and this is one of my favorite brushes to use in the crease. So I'm going to go in with this brush using a very light hand, and you can see that I'm lightly spreading this on the crease area. It's a really nice warm orange toned neutral color. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M502 brush. So this is like a little bit of a fluffier blending brush, and from the Rose Gold palette I'm gonna use this color right here called Henna. So it's a little bit deeper than my very first color that I used. Now we're going to place henna in the outer lid area. So we're creating a little bit of a warmer lid color on the outer ends. I'm going to go in and with another layer just like I did with my crease. By the way, I'm getting sick, so I hope my voice doesn't come out too scratchy in this video. Okay, so now we have a good amount of warm toned colors. I'm going to move on to the browns. I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush. And this time, I'm going to pick up the darker brown color, which is Cocoa. And now with Cocoa, we're going to go pretty dark here. And pretty much I'm applying this color halfway on my lid, and I'm blending it into my crease. Go over another layer here. I'm gonna go back and re-blend this brown color with my crease color. Picking up a little bit of the color called Henna, which is the second color I used, and I'm using that to blend my brown color with my crease color. I'm going to use my Sigma E45 small tapered blending brush And you don't have to use this one, just a smaller blending brush should be okay. And I'm gonna pick up the black color from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. It's called Black Truffle. And by the way, this is one of my favorite palettes. I love the pigmentation on it. So I'm gonna use this on the ends of my eye. And I'm only using a little bit of black. I don't want to overdo it. I'm only doing the tips. I'm going to blend out this black shadow, and you just want to make sure you don't bring your black shadow up too high. Get a little closer so you guys can see better. Up the color henna, which is the deeper orange color. So let's move on to this side. And again, with just a very light hand, I'm trying to blend my black color. I'm gonna take my Neutrogena wipe and just clean up around here a little bit. I'm gonna use a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape right underneath my brow. Now, I'm really like trying to get out the concealer so there's not too much on the brush. And with the sharp side, I'm just gonna go underneath the brow here. And I like to go halfway out. I don't like to define the full brow because I feel like it looks too dramatic. And again, let's do this side. I'm gonna go back with the flat brush. This is from the Naked Heat palette. I'm just gonna blend this into my crease. So I'm gonna do a pop of shimmer on my lid. I'm gonna use the Stay Don't Stray eyeshadow base on my lid. And I'm putting a very little amount there. And we're gonna blend it out right away before it dries. So I'm just taking like a fluffy blending brush. And I'm just blending that into the crease. And with my finger, I'm gonna blend it into the shadows. You don't wanna have like a straight line there. You want it to be nice and blended. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use my shimmer over it. So this is gonna make my shimmer pop out more. I'm using the bronze shimmer from the Charlotte Tilbury palette. This is called the Dolce Vita palette. And I'm just gonna pick this up with my finger. So it's like a nice deep bronze. Okay, so with my finger I'm gonna get a lot of intensity on the lid. And I'll go back with my flat brush and pick up a little more and now work on blending it into my shadows. I'm gonna go back with the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. Make sure my shadows stick well and last throughout the day. Now with my pencil brush, I'm gonna blend the primer. And now at this point, I'm ready to apply any shadow that I want. I'm gonna use this darker, I think it's kind of like a khaki color, right here on the outer ends. I'm gonna apply the same bronze I applied on my lid on the inner part of my bottom. I feel like I can't see because I think I got some eyeshadow in my eye, but I hope it doesn't show on camera. Okay, I think it's better now. Put some on the inner part too. Give it that little inner glow. So I'm gonna prep my face with the Tarte Brighter Days moisturizer. With my finger, I'm gonna apply the highlighting moisturizer. You can see it gives your face a nice glow. So I'm gonna mix these two foundations today. This one's a little bit darker and then this one's a little bit lighter to balance it out. And I like to mix these two because I feel like the Estee Lauder on its own is a little bit too thick for me. And the Makeup Forever on its own is not matte enough. So mixing them together for me is perfect. Now I'm gonna mix it with a little concealer brush. And start applying it. Pretty good color. And put it all over my face and then blend it out. So I'm gonna blend out my foundation with this brush I just got in from Gabby Rose Makeup. And I usually never use brushes because I feel like it soaks in all the product. And this is actually the first time that I'm using this on camera and ever actually. So I haven't tested it is what I'm trying to say. And I'm looking at it in the mirror and it doesn't look like it takes up that much product actually. I mean, you can see that there is like a good amount of residue, but even a sponge is gonna have that, so it does make it really easy to blend, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Contour Cream Kit in Light, and what I usually like to do is drop a little bit of oil to make it more creamy. I mean, I'm not saying it's not creamy, but just dropping a little bit oil makes it a little bit easier. So I'm gonna contour the face of my nose. And you want to make sure you don't go on the sides and you only stay on the actual face of the nose, because if you go on the sides then you're going to make it look wider. So I'm going to go with my E8 brush from Morphe and I'm going to blend my contour. So remember, you're gonna blend it to the point where it still looks like you can see the shadow, but you don't want to over blend it where you completely get rid of like, you know, the contour marks that you did. So I'm gonna pick up a clean beauty blender because I haven't used it yet. And I'm dipping it in my foundation. So I put a little bit foundation on my hand and I'm going over all of my contour marks with foundation to blur everything out. I'm going in with my Shape Tape concealer in the shade Light, I think it's Light Medium Honey, Light Medium Honey, and I'm going under my eyes. And I'm also gonna do some in the center. And I also like to highlight the top of my lip too. And a little bit on the bottom. I like having a nice pronounced chin, so I like to highlight that area. And let's also do the nose. I'm sorry, the forehead. So I'm blending my concealer with my beauty blender. I'm gonna go over everything, make sure it's all even under my eyes, and I'm gonna set it with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I'm gonna dip my beauty blender in there. I like to put a good amount under my eyes. So I'm gonna pick up my Morphe M554 brush, and while this kind of bakes, I'm gonna set the rest of my face with the Laura Mercier. I'm gonna use the Cheek Parade palette from Benefit. So we have our blushes and we have two bronzers, a medium one and a light one. So I'm always gonna start with blush. It's just a personal preference. You can start with bronzer. I'm picking up the color California and I'm mixing a little bit of this color here, Rocketeer. And I'm gonna apply this to the apples of my cheeks. I'm gonna go in with the Huda bronzer, and this is what I'm gonna use to set my contour. Not really set my contour, but pretty much enhance my contour. And apply it to the cheekbones, a little bit to my jawline, and then to my cheekbones, jawline, and a little bit on my forehead. I'm gonna use my highlight from the Charlotte Tilbury palette. It's the Film Star Bronze and Glow. And this has a really soft glow, so it's nothing too crazy, but I like it. I'm gonna apply some to the center of my nose with my finger. And let's apply some to the top of the lip. I'm gonna put some Benefit Ultra Radiance Hydrating Mist. Whoa! I think I put it too close. Okay. I'm gonna put some on my chest. Love having that nice wet look. By the way, I am wearing a top, so I'm not topless. I just wanted this area to be open so I can make it look a little bit glowy. I'm gonna pick up my Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. And I'll pick up 143, which is kind of this more darker bronze color. And I'm gonna apply some to my collarbone. I'm gonna go over my brows with a little bit powder, so I'm gonna pick up ash brown and medium brown. My hair is pretty silver, so I like to go more ashy, and I'm just using a big brow brush here. And my eyebrows are already shaped, I'm just going over it. So I'm gonna apply Lily Lashes in Opulence, and this is like a really used one. I probably used it like 5 times already. But I like whenever it's used because it's like formed into your eye. There it goes. So I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Iconic Nude. I'm using Pure Hollywood from Anastasia. So I'm using the Maybelline Big Colossal Mascara. And I'm gonna go over my lashes as well as the false lashes. Kind of feather it out. Okay, and then I'm also gonna add to the bottom. Alright, so here's the finished look. Hope you guys like it. If you do recreate it, please tag me, Vanity Makeup.